welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be rebuilding the generator for my John Deere 60. This is kind of a series of videos I've done of rebuilding all the smaller items on the tractor. I have one to do in the distributor, the carburetor, and the sediment bowl. But a little quick update here. I did pull the gas tank off a couple weeks ago, and well, you can kind of tell for yourself it's pretty bad shape. I cut that out because there was a big hole rotted here, but if you can tell, it's got a lot of holes in it. We tried patching a couple of them, but the more we patched, the more we got. So this morning, me and my wife went to Penyan to a guy who parts out 2 cylinders, and I got this tank. So gonna get that cleaned up and repainted. It's in really nice shape. So I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so a quick little cover on this thing here. This is a 12-volt generator off a John Deere 60. The tag is missing. I do have what was left of the tag. It was pretty corroded, but I was able to get the numbers off from it. And it's just the standard 12-volt generator they put on at that time. And I think they also had 6-volt. And I used an impact on this nut, and I just put a glove on and held the pulley. So, but it's on there still a little stiff, so we're going to get yanked off the ratchet. But I'm going to do this in a time lapse. I'll try to cover everything I can, but I figured I'm trying to keep this video fairly short. Unlike the one rebuilding the carburetor is about 30 minutes long. So I hope you enjoy, and let's go. Okay, I got that mostly apart. I'm going to pull this end cap off, and this is where the bushing is. Yeah, that's pretty gunked up in there, isn't it? Dig all that out. There's some nastiness in there. Looks like part of a gasket. Let's make a new one for that. Actually, I might just put a little, ain't much of a gasket there. I might just put a tiny bit of RTV on that just to seal it up. So now you can see our bushing right there. So I'm going to take that to the press, and I'm actually going to press that out. And then I'm going to go through and clean everything up. Now, if you can see, the brushes are actually not wore that bad, but just because I'm in here and I have new ones, I'm going to put them on. So yeah, I had some problems getting the front part apart. I actually ended up having to cut the old bearing off. I didn't get that recorded, but we're going to get all this cleaned up. Make sure everything's in good shape once we're clean. I see a little bit of plastic melted there. I don't know if that's going to bother anything or not. But we're going to get it cleaned up, and then we'll be back with the video putting it back together. Press this out right now. This is the brass bushing. And it just fell out. Alright. There we go. We'll get it cleaned up. And we'll change the brushes and put the other new bushing in. Okay, so that's the old bushing. That's the new one. As you can tell, that has an oil slot in it. The new one doesn't. So I'm going to take a cutoff wheel and I'm going to put a slot in it. It might not be, same size, but we need something just so the oil can get in there. So let's get one cut in it. Okay, got one in there. It's not exactly the same, but it'll work. So I'm going to clean that up with some emery cloth to smooth it out, and then we'll get it pressed in. Alright, so there is an oil slot on this side. I can feel it in there. And we want to line it up with this slot that I just cut in this. So we're going to line it up like that. And now we're going to attempt to press it in. That was flush when I pulled it out, so. Alright, new bushing is in. Now we're going to change the brushes. Okay, so I got the brushes here. This is just a little kit I got off eBay. There's the brushes. There's 3 of them. These have a little bit of a, I don't know if you can see it in the camera now, but there's a little bit of an angle on this edge, so you want to make sure you get them in there right. So I'm going to do one at a time, just to make sure they're getting in there right. So we'll do this one first. Probably my hand's in the way, I'm sure. We're just going to break these screws loose. And this one's going to go in that way, so pull it out. There's the old one. Slide the new one in. Make sure it's square. And tighten the screw back up. This one's got a little bit of pressure on it, so it's going to be a little more difficult. Well, I guess I can get in there with a screwdriver without moving it. This one's got writing on it. What does that say? Oh, those are original Delco parts. That's cool. They're just a hair narrower too. I hope I didn't buy something junky and cheap. And they weren't terribly expensive, but I'm not sure if I got that in the right way or not. Wait, this one's war. I think it goes in the other way. Maybe like that. Hard to tell how it's wore. No, it wore just about level. I think I did it right the first time. I'm looking at it now. Okay, get that one tightened up. Make sure it's square. Definitely don't want these crooked to wear crooked. Last one. Like I said, they really weren't wore bad, but I figure I had brand new ones. I'm right here. I better replace them. Oh, damn it, would you quit turning on me? Alright, check and make sure it's gonna... Yeah, I put that last one upside down. God damn it. Not a biggie. There we go. Okay, so this one's ready to go back in. Got all new brushes on it. They're all in nice and square and tight. We have a new bushing with an oil slot cut in it. And what it does is you dump oil down this little cap here. It'll run down into this little cavity. And then, you know, it just kind of wicks oil up into there. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Okay, I'm going to have to apologize about the end of that last video. I didn't realize the generator whether it wasn't in the camera shot. So, we'll try to do better in this one. But this is finishing putting it back together. So, the last one, I had this cap all together. Got the new bushing in it. We put a little bit of gasket material around this plate right here that held on with 3 screws. Because it will hold oil. And then there's 2 wires down in here, which actually I'm going to see if I can get you down there and see them. Maybe you see them down in there or not. I need 3 hands here. There's one here and one here. Now you got to make sure you get them hooked up right. One thing I could suggest is pay attention when you tear it apart. So we got that on there. I'm find everything lined up here. Come on. Where does the pin go? Right there. Okay. So that's almost ready to put back together. Now we have this. This is the other end plate. It has a roller bearing in it. Or a ball bearing, sorry. I had to find 3 of these screws because the way things kind of happened, I actually had to cut the head of the screws off to get the armature out. So, yeah. I think I called that the right thing. So we'll get these out. These are just a 1032 screw. Careful we don't lose stuff. Maybe I get this out where you can see it. I'm gonna tap it in. It fits tight, but it's not too tight. Damn phone. Okay. Then there's this little plate that goes on top of it. And then these little screws. Give me a second to get them tightened up here. Need a Phillips. Well, that'll work. There, good and tight. You want to make sure bearing still spins freely. Then comes the fun part. We have this. This had a bushing on it right here. Now, I couldn't even get this off with a press. I'm kind of curious how easy it's going to go on. Easier than I was expecting. We'll be right back. Okay, I decided just to press this on, just to be on the safe side. It went fairly easy, but you know, just put this bushing on. Alright. And then we'll see if we can get it in the housing. Make sure it's still clean down in there. I'll pull the end off. So go side. This has got a pin that lines everything up right there. Make sure both surfaces are clean. And we'll slide her together. Alright, lined up. Perfect. Now on this end, we gotta get the brushes engaged in down here. That's can be a trick. A little bit. That'll work. A lot of times what I do is take a screwdriver, just kind of pry them out until they all clear. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. Be good as long as we don't break a wire off. Of course, you also got to get it engaged in the bearing while doing all this. I'm going to trouble with open my fingers. So, start with the bottom one. Come on. Cooperate. Doesn't seem to want it. This is going to take me a few minutes, so we're just going to pause it. Okay, that was a wee bit of a challenge, but we got it together. So then, I want to take these great big long bolts, which we're just going to clean the threads up quick here. And they come in from the back side, just like so. And the fun part's from getting lined up. Maybe we can see what we're doing here. Then again, maybe we can't. Oh, look at that. That started pretty easily. There we go. We have a rebuilt John Deere 2-cylinder generator. I'm not going to put the pulley on it yet because I actually want to repaint this while I've got it off and clean it up a little bit. So we won't know if it works till I get the tractor running, but I had the parts to get this fixed, so I wanted to get it fixed. And we'll save that for another video. But if you like what we're doing here, please comment, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe, and hit that little bell notification next to the subscribe button so you know when I post videos. Thank you for watching.